Hey everybody, welcome here to the Sports Talk Network. Here doing one-on-one interview with our Ravens representative, and because unfortunately he was unable to make it for the episode, which finished. And actually, right now, as I'm speaking, is still slowly being uploaded audio version to excuse me, to Spotify. So again, for those that listen to these podcasts, just search "Talking Package with Steve" on Spotify. You'll hear from Philip and everybody else that was there talking about the Ravens versus the Chiefs and all the other games, or the other game from the games coming up this week. But like I said, we have our guest here of honor to do a one-on-one interview, just chop it up, talk about the Baltimore Ravens. First off, how you doing? How things going for Ravens flock out there?
Oh man, what's up, man? Appreciate you having me, bro. And it's up for us. You know what I'm saying? We ain't been here since 2012, 2013. And Lamar, it's really all about getting Lamar his shine because he deserves. So yeah, we hungry this year. We want it.
Yeah, heading into this game, Ravens, Chiefs. I know most of America that are non-Chiefs fans, non-Raven fans, want the Ravens to win, um, and just as much as they want the Detroit Lions to win over in the NFC side. So, in regards to the Ravens, are you guys have, from your fan base, from you yourself, any worry in this matchup, or do you guys think you have it unlocked?
I mean, it's a few of us that worry, of course, because we facing a future Hall of Fame at quarterback. You know, I mean, we know he's a future Hall of Famer at coach, a future Hall of Famer at tight end. Like they got weapons for real, and some of them are worried. Me, I ain't worried too much because I did the eye test. You know what I'm saying? And Baltimore is looking too solid of a team in all phases of the game. You know what I'm saying? In all the phases of the game, they look good. Offense, defense, special teams. Like it's just it's different this year. It's a different feel, man. It's really a different feel. Only because everybody doubted us for so long. Ever since we drafted Lamar in 2018, they've been doubting us, and now we're finally one game away. Oh, we got to take it. Got to take it.
What would you say from the Ravens' perspective? We'll start on offense. What does the Baltimore Ravens offense has to do? Your X factor to the game to be able to get that dub.
But I think the X factor all year for us has been our offensive line. Like they haven't been talked about much, and usually when media and people around talk about offensive lines, it's because they're doing bad. But as a unit, our offensive line has to come together, and we're going to have to use our greatest weapon on offense, which is our run game, because we averaged, I think it was 209 yards a game for the season last no, I think it was 201 for the season, and last week we had 209 rushing yards as a team. And the Chiefs' run defense is pretty much one of their only weaknesses, if you want to call it a weakness, because sometimes they stop you too. But I feel like we got to run the ball down their throats, and the only way to keep Mahomes from winning is keeping them off the field. We got to keep them off the field.
Yeah, in regards to that Ravens defense, you guys have been falling out in the playoffs this season, all that. And I know in regards to the injuries, you're trying to get some guys back, for the AFC title game. One guy in particular, your tight end, um, and hopefully be able to play come Sunday. Um, but yeah, I know you kind of already talked about it, but what would be your keys or your X factors from the Ravens defense? Try to be like that defense in 2000, but
Uh,
defense to be able to get the win and get that win at home against Patrick Mahomes that can be stopped, but just not, infrequently be stopped.
right, right. Like that's a giant task for our defense. And our defense, they're not old, but they're not super young either. So that's why I feel like it's a great matchup that Chiefs offense versus the Ravens defense. But the X factor, the main X factor is going to be our defensive line. Like one thing about football that nobody wants to admit is everything starts with the lines. You know what I'm saying? And if our defensive line can get some pressure on Mahomes, have him force some throws up so we can get some turnovers, because we definitely get turnovers. If we can stop Pacheco, because Pacheco is mad explosive. You know what I'm saying? He's a really explosive running back. And in general, teams have hard times trying to stop an explosive running back, especially when his speed burst hits. As soon as he get it, and then boom, he's on a stretch play out to the outside. And next thing you know, he's gone 50, 60 yards. So our defensive line is going to have to contain them corners to not let Mahomes run around the field, do his magic all day. We're going to have to stop Pacheco and just don't give them time to make any plays. Because if you give the Chiefs time, you're giving them the game.
Yeah, so we're going to be a back and forth in regards to the game itself. I already gave my prediction in regards to the show. We actually went with the Chiefs over the Ravens 27-14.
What?
But hey, just being honest.
Hold on. That's your pick?
Yep.
You said 27-14?
Yep, I think it was 27-14, 28-13, something like that.
Hey, man, I don't mean to laugh like that, but the only reason why I'm laughing is because we averaged, I think, 28 points a game this year. So, you know, so you're going to have to,
No,
if
hey,
they
I know.
win, you're going to have to give us at least a few more points. Just a few more points.
All right, how about this? Even though my pick is whatever, but in regards to like a secondary, I still have the Chiefs winning. By the Chiefs beating the Ravens, if we wanted higher scoring, we wanted a shootout, we wanted the battle of offenses, and I guess the defenses just don't show up on either end. I'll have the Chiefs over the Ravens 42-40.
I like that too. Excuse me. I like that a lot. Because it sounds like we're going to be up 42-39. Mahomes going to take a last drive down the field, get to like the 32-yard line, kick, and then Harrison Butler going to kick it in. Say, I like that. I ain't mad at that one. I'm mad at the other one. I like that one better.
Yeah, I respect that, and I respect your honesty as well.
Yeah, already.
But overall, in regards to the Ravens, like, what was your outlook prediction to the Ravens before the season started, like back in August, early September, before the season actually kicked off, and how maybe that changed or didn't change as the season went on?
So, all right. So when the schedule dropped, I think it was May 10th or May 12th or something like that. I automatically said we go 14-3. You know what I'm saying? That was my guess out the gate. I had us losing one to the Packers. No, not the Packers. I'm sorry, because we ain't played. I mean the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mm-hmm. Of course, I had us losing to the Niners, and I had us losing to Cleveland. So instead of the Niners, you know what I'm saying, we lost to the Colts instead in overtime. But and then we lost to Pittsburgh twice, but that extra loss is only because we set our starters on week 18.
Right.
You know, so my prediction was okay. My feelings about it was it's been solid since I got a screenshot of the FanDuel bet I placed on June 2nd. You know what I'm saying? June 2nd, I placed the bet saying the Ravens will win the Super Bowl and Lamar will win MVP.
There you go. Now, as a Ravens fan, does it matter to you who you face in the Super Bowl if your team makes it? Do you care? Would you rather have the Lions and think that's easier, or want to face the 49ers because you want to face the tougher team and crush them?
Like, I think because they're all professionals, so it's going to be a hard game no matter what, because you're at the championship level. So if you got 53 guys on one side on a championship level, they know the other 53 guys are on a championship level too. So it really don't matter who we face. And besides, we dragged both of them earlier this season. We dragged the Lions, I think, 36-8, something like that, 38-6, something. And then we dragged the
surprised the most at the time, kind of.
Yeah, it was a surprise.
Yeah.
It was a surprise. I mean, they was division leaders. They was balling. I think they only had like one loss at the time, maybe two. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They were balling, bro, and they did that. But we dragged them. We dragged the Niners in Santa Clara. You feel me? So, like, it really don't matter who we play. Like, I just want us to get through this week. And even if we lose in the Super Bowl, like, it don't matter. We got there, even though, you know, Ravens 2-0 in the Super Bowl. So, you know, the odds are against us. You know what I mean? real, man. I love it. I love the squad, man. Like for the fact that
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a realist, bro. Like I'm gonna be a realist. I wasn't a big fan of John Harbaugh before this year because he's been letting me down a few years now. Like I was a fan of him, but the past few years, nah, I ain't been rocking with him. But this year, he hired the right staff. He got the right attitude on them players. Them players out there, they got that killer instinct in them. You seen them clips from Roquan Smith, man. He is
Mhm.
an animal out there, bro.
Yeah, I mean, well, regards to Lamar Jackson, right? Assume you've been a Ravens fan for a while. So when Lamar got drafted, what were your thoughts on that at that time on draft night?
Bro, I was like, man, I was shocked. First off, I was shocked because it's like the Ravens, they really never was about offense. Whether I mean they might draft a few offensive pieces, but they were just fillers mostly because they always relied on the defense and they always relied on big names on defense. But when I seen they got Lamar Jackson, I was like, oh, they trying to change the game. They trying to change the whole NFL. And that's exactly what they did because Josh Allen looks just like him, don't he? Yeah, that's a shot at the Bills.
Oh, good. You didn't have any concern in regards to Lamar, the reason he was falling in that draft, and all that in regards to what the pundits and people were saying. But the Ravens, they have faith in wanting to pull the trigger and getting a quarterback at that time. Did you have any trepidation with Lamar and injuries?
Nah, man, because injuries is part of football. It's one of the most dangerous games to
Mm-hmm.
play, and just to be able to shake back from your injury says a lot. Um, and then at the time, they weren't talking about paying them. They weren't talking about extensions. Like if they weren't talking about paying and none of that, I wouldn't be in a rush to jump on the field at 75%. You know what I'm saying, and risk another injury. So I mean, to me personally, he handled it with grace because you know what I'm saying. He never badmouth anybody. He never really put it on Front Street like that. I like the way he handled it. So you know what I'm saying. He did the right thing. That's a man right there. He did it the man way. I like instead of the Antonio Brown crying way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for
Well, I guess
real.
also to ask a question in regards to you and your fandom. How long have you been a Ravens fan, and what got you to become a Baltimore Ravens fan?
All right, so I'm originally from East Baltimore, Maryland. You know what I'm saying? So uh, it was born in me. Like when we didn't have a team, it was all Orioles. You know what I'm saying? Then when we finally got a team, my pops actually worked for the city newspaper, well the state newspaper. So he always got free tickets. I actually went to the very first game because we played in Memorial Stadium when we first came, and that was in '96 and '97. And then they built a new stadium that's M&T Bank now, but back when they built it, it was called the PSI Net Stadium, and we played the Bears preseason game one. I went to the very first game that opened up back in 1998, bro. You know what I'm
Sweet.
saying? And I went with my pops, and then I started going to games then, and then I'm out in Dallas now in the Dallas area, so every time it might be every 4 years, but every time they come to Jerry's World, I'm up in there. You feel?
So you've never been able to travel back to Baltimore for a home game?
I haven't been able to travel back for a home game. I travel back, but it'd be on some more family things and
Mm-hmm.
just catching up with people. But I have not yet to go back for a home game, man. And trust me, it's lined up next season because I think we got some people coming into Baltimore, some teams that's coming into Baltimore that I got some friends that's fans of. So we're gonna try to plan that, but not yet. But you actually reminded me to put it back on my bucket list. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
Hey, you want to talk about bucket list? Your team makes it to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl's in Vegas, not too far away from you. I don't know exactly how far away, but if you had the funds, would you make the trip?
Man, I road trip up there. Like, you know, I wouldn't even worry about flying. I road trip, park my car outside the stadium and say, this is the biggest Ravens tailgate out here. What's popping? You feel me? Like, I swear to God, I'd be dumb lit out there, bro. Like, yeah, I would love to go, but I'm a baseball coach. You know what I'm saying for baseball season and stuff. So this time, like when it comes to late January and all of February, I'm always prepping for March. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I couldn't even go even if I wanted to. But I mean, if I had the funds and stuff and I had the time, then yeah, absolutely, bro. Like this is the Ravens in Vegas, man.
You're
Like
in
you know,
Vegas,
what I'm
bro. You don't want to miss out on Vegas.
exactly, man. That's Vegas, man. Like you gotta go.
I've seen enough vlogs and people out there and enjoying themselves and stuff. Yeah, it certainly would be fun. It would have been, if it was the Packers representing the NFC, making it that
Hey,
far. That'd be cool
hey,
to travel to Vegas.
y'all, y'all humble Dallas for me. So I greatly appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Because they around here humble as hell. They all Ravens fans now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've heard from some interesting Cowboy fans, and even one that was supposed to be on my show, but wasn't able to make it because he just wasn't in the mood.
Yeah, yeah. I
After the
wouldn't be
fact,
in the movie football either.
not if you lose that way, let alone lose it all. Uh, I'm still feeling it from the Niners game, and that was a close game. But
Right.
but but yeah, no, that's pretty cool in regards to your origin story with the Baltimore Ravens and everything, and where it all started and how it's been now, right? And so you being a fan from Jump Street, and seeing the Ravens getting these
Uh-huh.
Super Bowl rings, the Harbaugh, right?
Uh-huh.
Brother's coming back, and he's going to the Chargers. We got him
Ooh,
who went to Michigan, coached Michigan, played for them, coaching them, played for the Chargers in
yeah.
the past. Now he's going to coach the LA Chargers. What are your thoughts on that Harbaugh brother coming back to the NFL?
Yeah, I like to shout out the Chargers on that one. Like they don't usually get a lot of things right. You know what I'm saying? But they actually got that one right because I really feel like Jim Harbaugh might be the perfect coach for Herbert, for Justin Herbert. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the talent that he got around. Like one thing Jim Harbaugh knows how to do is use his talent. You know what I'm saying? He knows how to use the talents around the quarterback to make the quarterback look better, especially since he was a quarterback himself. So you know what I'm saying? That's perfect for Justin Herbert because Justin Herbert's right on the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like he can't get into the playoffs too much, but he still win games and he still produce stats. So with Jim Harbaugh's push, they gonna make the playoffs next year. I wonder who out the AFC West they gonna knock out. You know what I'm saying? Other than there's really only one team that you got to worry about. So they got a chance.
Yeah, it's really would be interesting seeing the Chargers be able to change it around in a way, even after what was this season. For them, and
Uh-huh.
Jim Harbaugh being the antithesis and the reason for that change and for that rejuvenation for them in the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like I like one of my favorite safeties in the game right now is Derwin James. Like ever since the draft, because that day he got drafted, I think I think he got drafted the same year as Lamar on 2018, but we was a pick before them in that first round, and our pick was Hayden Hurst. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a great player too, but I was like, man, if Derwin James just fell one more. You know what I'm saying? But then, it's a blessing in disguise because now we got Kyle Hamilton, second year NFL All Pro, first string All Pro. You know what I'm saying? Like Kyle Hamilton say the matchup we need to watch for in this game: Kyle Hamilton versus Travis Kelsey, bro.
I was just
I'm
thinking.
proud. Mhm.
Well, first I would ask, were you at any of the Super Bowl parades for the other Ravens Super Bowls?
Nah, because I was 16 when we won the first one,
No. Okay.
and excuse me, I was 16 when we won the first one. And then I was in Dallas when we won the second one. So I kind of threw my own parade out here. I went crazy.
Okay.
I was
No.
I was at every bar with my Torrey Smith jersey, like, you know what I mean? Hey, Ravens won, y'all. They be like, we don't care. We talk about the Cowboys. The Ravens won. You know what I'm saying? That's what we on.
Oh man. I mean, just think if it is Ravens Lions, that 2 weeks is going to be fun to talk about. The matchups, the players,
Oh,
and kind of stories, and all the other stuff. And
absolutely.
some role players that we might, at least from us outside of the Ravens and Lions fan base, if that is the matchup. Some star players that we don't even know because they're backups, but they have a great story. So we hear their story during the Super Bowl. Um, some diamonds in the rough, in a way. But no, it's obviously fun to still be in it, right? Their team is still in it and fight to get that championship. He's trying to knock off the Chiefs, the defending AFC and world champions, and be the new kings of the castle there for the AFC, let alone gunning for the Super Bowl. The only bad thing about
Absolutely.
him going to the Chargers is that the brothers would only face in regular season or playoffs on the AFC side, then the Super Bowl, as they did back in the day. But yeah, regards to the game, I guess. I mean, might not really need to ask who you're going for, but you can, if you want, you can predict stats or predict scores or whatever you wish to do in regard to your prediction of the game.
Yeah. I'm, I'm gonna stand on what I've been saying on Twitter. Sometimes I be going crazy on Twitter out of boredom, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna stand on what I said, man. Ravens over Chiefs, 45-17. You know what I'm saying? It's going like I really don't think it's going to be as close as people think it is. You know what I'm saying? They give him Mahomes a lot of credit because of what he's done, as they should. Because I still give him the credit. You know what I'm saying? Like right there. Shout out to A Fam Ross. The problem is Patrick Mahomes is unreal in the playoffs. Dude won the Super Bowl on a broken name. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That sounds good and all, but what year was that? Was it 2024? Then I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Because we different. We different, man. We different. Like we did not have nobody nowhere near Roquan Smith's ability. You know what I'm saying? To line up alongside with Patrick Queen, who could be a starting linebacker on any other 31 teams. You know what I'm saying? We got Kyle Hamilton. We got Marcus Williams. We got Marlon Humphrey coming back. We got Justin Matabuki, a rookie with 13 sacks. We got Davion Clowney. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Clowney.
We got yeah. See that name ring
You
bells.
remember
You
all
feel
those,
me?
and you forget there's Clowney in the mix.
You feel me? So it's like we are stacked, and that's just the defense. I ain't even get to mentioning Lamar, Gus Edwards, Odell, Nelson Aguilar, uh, Mark Andrews, uh, his replacement Isaiah Likely, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, likely, yeah.
Isaiah Likely been dogged in. Do you hear me? And then we got let me say Lamar again because he is a dual threat. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I gotta say it twice. So
I mean, hey, last
like
game, yeah, 4 TDs, 2 passing, 2 running. So
do
yeah, like
you
you said,
hear me?
you
Do
know what
you
you got
hear me?
there.
Oh, don't forget. I forgot the one key another X factor in the offense. I forgot one. Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers. Like say 45-17. Ravens over Chiefs. Shout out to Mahomes. He's a dog. Shout out
I
to
mean,
Kelsey.
yeah,
He got one of the baddest ones in the game right now. But when Taylor Smith come down to that inner harbor, it ain't gonna be nothing she can do to save Kelsey. It ain't gonna be nothing she can do.
ah, yes, the Taylor Swift and the Swifties taking over the NFL. But no, I was just gonna say, you got OBJ and you got your other wide receiver, but I think your unsung hero, like I was talking about earlier, that you hear about, in the 2 weeks of the Super Bowl. I think will even be a big impact in this game, whether it's close or a blowout. Is going to be likely. It is
My
likely to be
God.
likely to be your unsung hero, beyond of course your quarterback. But I think likely, just he reminds you of what Jalen Reed is for us in Green Bay. Kind of in a way coming out of the shadows. And for us though, Jalen Reed coming off the practice squad and being able to already plug and play and be a big role for us to the point where defenses really don't know who truly is our number one anymore. With Jordan Love slinging it around, and here in his first season as a starter. But for the Ravens, and what I've seen from Likely, I think he's gonna be that unsung because everybody's going to be focused on the other ones.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like it's just so many options this year. Like Lamar was doing all of that with like C grade players for most of his career until now. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now, James Prochet, Devin Duvernay, and I think those two are our starting wide receivers, bro. Like, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, we got too many options. I ain't even gonna say weapons. I'm gonna just say options because I ain't even bring up Justice Hill, who went crazy last game against the Texans. You know what I'm saying? Man, how could I forget Rashad Bateman? You feel me? Like that's another one. Like it's just way too many names that's been. They might not be superstars, all of them, but they are excellent role players, bro. Excellent role players.
Do you think there's any aspect of your team, offense, defense, special teams, that gives you any cause for pause that could make this a closer game that the Chiefs might be able to attack?
Shoot, really, it's really I wanna say I'm gonna say the pass defense. The pass defense is it's not weak. Like Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams at safety with Arthur Marlette on the corners. You know what I'm saying? He's been actually playing pretty good for us. Marlon Humphrey, you know what I'm saying? He's been out there. But for some reason, I don't know, because their scheme be crazy. Like they start off on that zone scheme and be playing back 7 to 10 yards all the way till they get to the red zone. Then they clamp them up. Next thing you know, this either a field goal or a turnover. So, like, I really feel like the Ravens can, like Marcus Spears said this on ESPN yesterday. The Ravens got to beat themselves, bro. They got to start off slow. They got to not be as hungry. They got to beat themselves, man. And that's really the only way we can lose, especially when we at the bank. The Chiefs gonna have to bring all their checks to the bank, see if they get cash. If not, they're gonna have to get bounced. You feel me? Like, it's just that simple. You feel me?
Yeah, Adam asking here in regards to Lamar's accuracy this year. Yeah, I think it's been.
Look, here's the crazy thing. He done shut all the haters up. All the haters, they can't say nothing. They can't even call him a running back no more because he's been using his weapons. You know what I'm saying? He done won a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? He done made it to the AFC Championship. He's one game away from the Super Bowl, and his passing stats were kind of remarkable this year. Like this man threw almost, I think, for 70% all year, or up in that range. Like he threw like 70%. That's a huge jump from what he's been doing, man. Because I ain't gonna lie, the past few years it was like if Lamar don't throw an interception, we're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? But like if he threw an interception last year, okay, you can count that as a win. You know what I'm saying? But like you know what I'm saying? Like that's how common them interceptions was last year. He had a fumbling problem earlier this year where they just kept fumbling. But he got that under control. Like you can see that he's one of those players that grow like into the game. And shout out to Jordan Love, man. Shout out to Jordan Love because I was a doubter like the rest before the season started, man. But I seen the growth in that young man, and he's going to lead y'all to places next season, bro. Like no cap. He's definitely y'all quarterback. Y'all don't need to draft no quarterback, trade for no quarterback, nothing. Jordan Love is y'all guy. And Romeo Dobbs, you got to keep them two together.
Yeah. Yeah, be able to keep that, make a smart hire for our next defensive coordinator, and being able to get our defense back to where I know it can be because those schemes were just straight trash.
Yeah.
kind of part of the reasons why we lost games during the season, let alone part of the reason for the playoffs beyond the missed kick by our rookie kicker. But
Right.
yeah, for the Ravens, yeah, it should be a fun game. Again, you guys have it at home. Don't have to worry about going to Arrowhead. You got it there at the bank, and it certainly is going to be, I'm sure, a raucous crowd in Baltimore.
Man. There's some goons out there, man. They ready, man. They ready for the Swifties. They ready for the Arrowheads. They ready for anything. They ready for the Kansas City barbecue. They about to be a pack. You know what I'm saying? On me, they about to be a pack. Like I've been the whole interview you've been doing the whole podcast. I've been blowing on the Texas pack. I still got the Texas pack blowing. You feel me? Next up is the Chiefs, man. I ain't playing.
Oh man, certainly would be. Like I said, it's fun and interesting if you have Lions, Ravens, anybody. Certainly would be fun. Those 2 weeks heading into the Super Bowl and what could be there. I mean, the matchup possibilities if you face Detroit. I mean, geez. You want to talk about build Baltimore strong. And the Ravens being a strong, tight unit. The built Ford tough. The Ford family with the Lions. Would be a battle there for sure, and it certainly will be it'll be fun, and in that regard.
Absolutely.
And I know that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, hopefully Ravens get it done Sunday, and hopefully, because they're first up the bat. The AFC title game is first, and then the NFC title game. So it's nice to have that on the docket first and be able to see how that one goes. When I usually do one-on-one interviews, beyond asking questions to my guests, I let the guests, bring any if they have any in regards to questions for me or questions for at all. So if you have any questions in regards to myself, the Packers, or whatever, bring them on. The floor is yours.
I mean, I appreciate what you do, man, and I thank you again for having me on, bro. Because it takes a lot of dedication and it takes time to do this, and it takes the willingness to want to reach out to different people that you don't even know, and talk sports. And this actually is a great tool in bringing people together, bro. Like people that you never even thought you cross in life. You know what I'm saying? And I just appreciate you for this, man, because I love doing this. I got another homie that do something like this over there in Maryland that does this, and he hits me up from time to time to get on whenever I can. But like, and I say the same thing. Y'all keep going with this. Do not stop this because this is the wave. Like for the people, like I be watching YouTube with different people doing the same thing. So like, trust me, this is excellent, man. Thank you again, bro. Like for the platform, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely will be obviously promoting this episode after it goes out, and it'll be then audio version downloaded when it can over in the audio version to go there to Spotify. I'm very blessed now to have this season and maybe next season to be on Spotify, Talking Packers with Steve. Just search it there. Also, my other show, my wrestling show, Steve's Wrestling Ramble, is over on Spotify as well. As we talk WWE heading into the road to WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble coming up on Saturday and everything. We will do predictions tomorrow night. But as for football, bro, if you're available next week or whatever, heading into the Super Bowl Sunday, because Ravens could be in it. We'd love to have you on again, but yeah. With that, I'll let you have the floor to let people know where they can find you on social media and anywhere else you wish to share. Any other last words?
Hey. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. You can find me on Twitter at BFlocka5, or you can just search BMO FLOCA. You're gonna see me on there, big rapping the Flock gang. You know what I'm saying? Good old Ravens. Or you can catch me on Facebook at Southside Streaming. I'll be streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/BMO FLOCA. You know what I'm saying? Those are my main three. You can also find me on YouTube. Just look up BMO FLOCA anywhere and you're going to find me. But the main thing is Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy, man.
All right, man. Yeah, thank you for your time. Nice to talk to you one-on-one. And certainly will be a fun game to see how it goes for Baltimore against Kansas City at home. For those that watch live here, thank you for staying up late with me here at 10:20 p.m. Central Time. And whatever time it is in your area, thanks. I have seen the analytics from people in other countries, so I do appreciate that. Also, for those listening on Spotify, thank you for giving me a listen and download. Welcome to ring the bell so you know the next time I'm live on YouTube, let alone next time you see a video or audio, pop up on Spotify. They have a bell there too, I guess, for podcasts. So yeah, definitely put me in your notifications, and you'll be seeing me often. Again, that's Talking Packers with Steve on Spotify. You can find me on Twitter. Dang it, if I can get to here. You can find me on Twitter at talking_Packers. You can find me my personal handle at army_strong_06. You can find me on the gram at Stephen K _06. If people are on the Snapchat, Steve Sports_guy06. And yes, I am on TikTok at StevieK_06. But yeah, that'll be it for us tonight for this. And hope everybody has a great rest of your evening, rest of the week, and enjoy Championship Sunday as we will, punch those tickets in for the AFC champion, NFC champions for the Super Bowl, and get the matchup there late Sunday night. God bless, and above all else, as always, take care.